All right, back for round two. I'm ready to put my sourdough dough in the pan, and then we're gonna let it rise for 2 hours. So I let this ferment for 9 hours, and that's about the minimum that you'd want to go. But just because I don't want to stay up late baking tonight, I'm gonna do this now. So I'm gonna peel off my saran wrap. Hang on to it because you can reuse it for this next step. And you can see, not very well, here there's that window again with the, there we go. See how much it rose up from this morning. That's quite a bit. Smells nice. You're gonna take some cooking spray. I've tried the avocado oil kind. It did not work great. It really stuck for some reason. So I stick with the good old Pam. Just spray your loaf pan really well because this stuff is really sticky. And then you can just use your wetted hand, but I like to just use a silicone spatula because it's not very sticky. And then you're gonna just scrape it off. Oh, and technically you're supposed to peel it off the side of the bowl like this and then like let it rest in the bottom for 15 minutes, but I usually skip that part and have not noticed really a difference in between when I do that and when I don't do that. So then you just basically plop all of this into your pan. You don't have to do anything to it once it's in the pan. I'll show you. So there it is. Some people do like to get really fancy and like cut designs into it after it rises. So you got to let it rise in this for 2 hours. Cover it with saran wrap. It'll stick to the top of the saran wrap. You can use that silicone spatula to just kind of gently peel it off when you're ready to bake it. So 2 hours. If it for some reason doesn't rise great during that time, you can let it sit longer, and you can let it sit longer anyway for a second fermentation if you're wanting a more sour flavor. But if you're just trying to get your bread baked, 2 hours is great. So I'm just going to cover this with saran wrap and set it off by itself, and then I will bake it a couple of hours from now. Bake time is going to be 27 minutes at 375 and then 17 minutes at 325. And to get like kind of a softer crust, I've been putting an old foil tray, like that's that tall, of water in the oven, and it kind of makes like a steam oven effect. And then when you take it out, you want to pop it out of the pan shortly after you get it out of the oven, or else it gets it emits a lot of moisture and it'll make the bread gummy. So pop it out, and then if you really want your crust to be soft and delicious, you can brush some butter on it. I don't do that very often. I usually just wrap it in a tea towel, and that breathes enough but does trap some moisture to get the crust a little more pliable, so it's not such like a hard crispy crust. So anyway, that's all for now.